there, Foxy Gamers! Welcome back to a Mashinky tutorial. Today we're going to talk about rail signals, which is probably the most complicated thing about this game at this point. Keep in mind, at the time of this recording, this game is in early access, so these things are, of course, subject to change. But for now, I thought I'd give you a little bit of a rundown of how they work. So, right at this moment, we have two trains set up here on this silly little track that we've got. And, okay, I'm just going to show you guys real quick what these signals mean. Basically, anytime you want to have two trains on your track, two or more trains, you have to have signals because the stations don't act as signals, and if you just even let trains go on a loop, they will eventually run into each other, even if they're just sitting at the station. So you have to have signals to slow them down. Now this is just a very basic setup here that I have to show you guys how this works. But what happens is every section that you place between these signals will be red or green depending on if there is another train existing in that section. Now let me show you. If I just go here and delete all of these and we put down just one signal, and now it's green because there's no train anywhere, right? But if I go in here and I tell this train to start, now you can see it has turned red because this train is on this track. These are all one piece here. Even though there's a turn, it's essentially all one piece. And because there's only one signal light on this track, no other train is going to be able to move. Now, if I put a signal over here, now you can see this section here, there can be a train running. And this section here, there can be a train running. Up to a total of 2 trains. Now if I put a signal by this depot, generally I would want to like put it right in front of this depot, but because I made the track too short, I can't. If I put it here, then now one train can be in this section here, and it'll stop and wait if there's a train going on this section. So I'll speed this up and show you guys what this looks like. So you can see this turned red, and train number 2 has to sit here and wait until train number 3 crosses this light here. Now if I had put the light right here on this track, then this train could go as soon as it crossed this little bit here. But I don't really want to do that because I want to have them a little bit more spread out than that. We don't want these trains to tailgate each other. So that is your basic train setup here. Now what happens in a more complicated setting? This is a little intersection I made so that I could have 3 trains running. And for the most part, a train isn't going to go through this section until after they get past this depot here. But I have this set up so that a train can be added to this depot and make it over to this section of track here. You can see as this train here passes that signal, then all 4 of these here turn red. And once it gets past this signal, then a train can come out of this depot and come around this way. Now, unfortunately, the AI in this game isn't perfect yet. So what happened when I first tried to add a train to this track, if you guys watch my Let's Play series later, you'll see that I had a little bit of an issue with this track and ended up having 2 trains crashing over here, but that was from my own experiments. But I almost had the trains crash here because what I wanted it to do was to come around here, pull into this station, and then come back around this track as the other train was coming this way. But without orders being set up for a train, they're just gonna try to go whatever is the shortest distance on these stations. But anyway, over here, this is how you have 2 trains on the same track that's not a loop. The way I have this set up is so that a train can go between this forest and the sawmill here and down to this toolworks. And then another train can go back and forth between the coal mine and the toolworks. And what I need to do that I didn't do in my video and this is why my trains crashed, is actually put a signal on either side of this station. So now a train that's running back and forth between here will likely not have to wait for a train, but if the other train is at this station, then it will just sit here and wait until the train completely leaves the station. If I have another train set up, like say I have 2 trains going between the forest and the sawmill, but then I have a train that I want going between all 3 of these, you set up this passing lane here so that while one train is in this station, another train can come around on this outside portion right here. Oh, now see, I have a little issue here. Look at what happened. These guys are in a standstill. I didn't put enough signals up here because now there's just 2 sections of this track and they're sitting waiting for each other to clear off their section. So I made a little bit of a boo-boo. You actually need 3 sections. You need 1 extra section per track for how many trains you have. So this guy, I'm just gonna put these lights in front of each of these stations. And that way, he only has to wait until this train gets past, or gets into this station before he can leave, instead of waiting till he gets out of the station. So now you can see how that worked. You'll get a little notification here if your train has been stopped at a signal, and you can just click on this and quickly diagnose the situation. Alright, so say we have a T intersection like, or sorry, not a T, a plus intersection like this, where we have one train running down here in this loop, and another train running across on this track. So what I want to do is put a light over here so that this train can cross and go around this loop without any trouble. And then we'll put a light over on this side here. And then for this T intersection, we'll put a signal there and a signal there. And the reason why I'm spreading these out a little bit and not putting them right in the middle of the intersection is because your train will start going as soon as another train crosses the signal. So if you have this tiny little section like this, you could get a train that crosses here, and then he can't go farther until the train in the next section is gone. So then you have a train sitting across the tracks, blocking this other intersection, because maybe this train could go if there was something clear over here, but not if we've got a train sitting in the middle of the intersection. So that's why I like to spread out our signals a little bit. At least, like, you can put one of them close to the intersection, but the rest of them should be, you know, a long enough piece of track that an entire train could make it through. Well, guys, I feel like that's about as well as I can explain this train signal situation. I know it's rather complicated, and even I'm still figuring it out after several hours of playing this game. So if you have any questions about how these work, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. And if I don't get back to you right away, hopefully somebody else watching this video will. Anyway, I hope that helped you understand signals a little bit better, and I hope you guys enjoy playing Mashinky. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, stay foxy.